What's going on, everyone? In this video today, we're going to go over why if you've never competed in the sport of powerlifting, why you should enter your first competition as soon as possible. So as always, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, everyone, welcome back, my powerlifting people. This is going to be another video that we're putting into the powerlifting mistakes series. So in the first video, I went over why you should be fixing your technique. In the second video, I went over why you shouldn't be neglecting the things you don't like doing or the things you aren't good at. And now in this third video, we're going over why if you've never competed before in the sport of powerlifting, why you should be competing as soon as possible. And if you're new here to the channel and you don't know who I am, you never met me in person, my name is Aaron Kamesi. I'm a powerlifting coach, athlete, referee, and meet director. So I make videos here on this channel to help out those groups of people. So in this video, we're gonna be helping out those people that have never competed in the sport of powerlifting before. And you see this all the time when you go on, forums and anywhere on the internet. People are always wondering, like, how strong should I be before I can compete? Or what numbers do I need to hit before I enter my first competition? And you're gonna see from the people that have been around the sport a long time, you're gonna see the typical response, which is basically like, compete as soon as you can, or if you can lift the empty bar, enter your first competition and compete. And so there's a few reasons why people say this, and I agree with them, so let me explain. Reason number one is a lot of times people don't want to enter a competition, or they think they need to hit a specific number because they feel like people are going to judge them. Oh, if I go to the competition, I'm only lifting 100 pounds and everyone else is lifting 500 pounds, then they're going to make fun of me. Or maybe after the competition, the results go up, or you post stuff on social media, everyone's going to see like how weak I am and how low my numbers are, and they're going to make fun of me. And this simply doesn't happen. When you go to your first competition, you're going to see that people there are all helping each other out. People are all cheering for each other. Everyone is friendly. Doesn't matter what number you're doing versus what numbers I'm doing versus what number someone else in the group is doing. Everyone is there to, better themselves and hit their own numbers that they're going for, and basically go for their own PRs, personal records, okay? So everyone's gonna be cheering for each other. Everyone's gonna be helping each other on the warm-up room with loading weights and spotting, everything like that. If you have any questions about rules, people will help you out. It's not gonna be this, competitive situation where people are gonna hate you and they're gonna try and steal your weights and they're gonna make fun of your numbers, everything like that. That simply does not happen. So people are always worried that if they go to the competition, everyone stronger than them is gonna make fun of them, and that simply does not happen. So take that out of your mind and don't use that as an excuse to not compete. In addition, when you post stuff online, most people are not gonna come and make fun of you or say your numbers are low or anything like that. People are gonna be supportive of you online as well, for a couple of reasons. One is a lot of people aren't so focused on you. We think everyone is watching us, everyone's focused on what we're doing, and they're gonna see our bad numbers and make fun of us. And people have their own things they're doing. People have their own problems they're dealing with. People have their own hobbies they're focused on, and they're not gonna even know what you're doing or care what you're doing. It's kind of like we have a little bit of an ego that we think everyone should be concerned about us doing our first powerlifting meet. Everyone should comment on there about how great our first competition was. And our friends and family have their own things to do in life. They're not worried about our first powerlifting competition, just like we may not be worried about their hobby they're doing, if whether they're cycling or hiking or painting or whatever like that. So many people aren't even going to be paying attention to what you're doing, and when you make your first post on social media about your first powerlifting competition, people aren't even going to see in their feed. And the people that do see it, a lot of your family and friends, they have no idea anything about powerlifting. They have no idea what numbers are good, what numbers are not good. They're going to be supportive of you. They're going to say, oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, you lifted 100 pounds on the deadlift. You are so strong. Oh my God, there would be no way I can do that. I struggle lifting my grocery bag. So you're gonna get a lot of positive feedback from friends, family, and the powerlifting community. So you should not be worried about how people are going to judge you based on what your numbers are in your first powerlifting competition. Next reason could be gaining the experience. So in any skill and in any hobby, the more often you do it, the more experience you get of how things go, like how you find a competition, how you sign up for it, the process of weighing in and checking in, and the process of the attempts going and everything like that. You gain that experience. It's hard to know from the outside coming in how things go. So anytime I have a lifters competing for the first time, they're so confused, what do I do when I show up? How do I get my rack heights? Or do I check in first? Who do I have to go see to say I'm entering in the competition? Or what do I do after I weigh in? How long do I have to wait before I warm up? And so some of the stuff you have to learn by doing it. And so the longer you wait and you don't do a competition, you're not gaining that experience. And the people that are doing the competitions who may be weaker than you, they're gaining that experience and they're still training and getting stronger. Whereas you're just training and getting stronger and you're not getting that experience. And so when it comes time to when you finally do your first competition. Maybe someone who's around the same level as you, maybe he's done 4, 5, 6 competitions. They have a lot more experience of how the competition flows. They have a lot less stress and anxiety, whereas you're going in, you don't have no idea what you're doing. You're gonna have that higher level of stress and anxiety on top of you're gonna have these big expectations for what numbers you're trying to hit. So the sooner you compete, the sooner you're gonna gain that experience, and then the less stress and anxiety you're gonna have going into your future competitions. Going off of that reason, another reason is that I see often is the people that are waiting to hit, okay, I need to hit a X squat, bench press, and deadlift before I do my first competition, is they end up never competing because they keep pushing it back. They keep saying, oh, I'm not strong enough yet. I'll wait till, 6 months from now. 6 months from now comes, oh no, I'm not strong enough yet. This person did this way, this competition, I'll wait till next year. And then what happens is they keep pushing it back. They keep putting this pressure on them that they have to hit specific numbers before they compete. And then they just tell themselves like, hey, I'm not strong enough yet. I'm not good enough yet. And they end up never competing. The people that do compete and the people that do stick around are the ones who just jump in. They go sign up for their first meet. Doesn't matter what numbers they do. They go in, they gain that experience, they have fun, they build some baseline numbers. And then the goal from there is improving on those baseline numbers. It does not matter what those numbers are. What matters is you're improving on those numbers. But if you always, never go and compete, you always keep pushing it back, you keep saying you have to be at a certain weight, and you never build those baseline numbers, then the stress and anxiety and the fear and everything just grows to so much that I see those people end up never competing. Now, what I will say is when I say compete as soon as possible, there's a little asterisk on there. It's within reason. So you want to make sure you're hitting a couple of things before you actually do your first competition. One is you want to make sure you can afford it, and two, you have that weekend free, whatever the schedule is, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday. You also want to make sure you have the proper equipment. So if you need the singlet or shoes, deadlift socks, all that kind of stuff, making sure you have that or it's on the way before the actual meet happens. And the other thing is you want to make sure you're able to hit the lifts to competition standards. So you want to make sure your squat is to depth, you're able to pause the bench press on your chest, and that you're fully standing up in the deadlift. So if you have issue with your technique first, like where you can't go down to depth, then you may not want to sign up for the nearest competition coming up because you may go and bomb out on squat. Or if you don't have the equipment yet, you're waiting for let's say singlet to come in the mail, and it's going to take a few weeks, whatever, you don't want to sign up for a competition and the very next day when your singlet is still coming in the mail, and then you're not going to have the singlet. So all this stuff is within reason. Don't take these things and use extreme cases to be like, oh, you shouldn't compete right away. You should compete as soon as possible within reason. So you want to figure out, again, competition standards for your lifts, making sure you have the proper equipment, making sure you're free that weekend, something within reasonable distance that you can hopefully just drive to and not have to go too far, getting hotel rooms and all that kinds of stuff, and making sure you can afford it. All hobbies are different price levels, and for this hobby there's going to be possibly the yearly membership fee, there's going to be the competition entry fee, the singlet, deadlift socks, if you need shoes, all that kinds of stuff, and then whatever gas, tolls, traveling there, if you have to get a hotel room the night before, all those stuff are at cost. So you have to see whether you can actually afford it to enter your competition. But if you're hitting all those things, then go look at the schedule for competitions in your area, find one that's a reasonable distance out but not too far away that you're going to keep pushing it out, and then just sign up, do the thing, sign up for the competition, and then prepare yourself for that competition to hit whatever baseline numbers that you're capable of hitting, gain that experience, have fun, meet other powerlifters. Maybe you'll find people that train at a nearby gym, maybe you'll find a coach, maybe you'll decide that maybe you want to help out volunteering at the next competition to gain more experience. And so you have to actually go to the competition, you have to actually compete to do all these things. And if I've convinced you now to go and enter your first competition and you want to learn more, I'll have this video up here that shows how you can find USA Powerlifting, USAPL competitions if you want to compete in that federation and you happen to live here in the US. And I'll have this playlist here that goes over the basics for competition. So you can see the squat, bench press, and deadlift rules of performance, how the competitions flow and all that kinds of stuff to help you for your first competition and make sure you dominate on the platform. But other than that, hope you guys are having a good start to your week. And as always, if you can help me out, hit that little like button so this video can go out to more people and help them out so they make sure they're not making these powerlifting mistakes. And I'll catch you in that next video.